All right. The market expected rate of return is 7%. All right. The market return. Remember, whenever you invest in the market, these are profits or dividends you earn for investing in the market. So the market expected rate of return is 7%. Okay, let's record that value here. Let's say cost of equity. So RM is 7%. Okay, and we go back to the question again. There is no PLC, a company in the same industry as Iconaman has an expected rate of return of 8%, right? So expected rate of return is the cost of equity, okay? So for Iconaman, okay, we're going to say Iconaman, no, which can, there is no, okay, KE equals 8%, okay, from his ordinary shares and has an equity beta of 1.2. Okay, so there is no has an equity beta of 1.2, right? We're calculating the cost of equity for Icon, okay? But what we're going to notice in this question here is that we haven't been given the risk-free rate, okay? We haven't been given a risk-free rate, right? Iconaman PLC has an equity beta of 1.8 and pays tax on profit at a rate of 30%. All right. So what's going to happen here is we're going to calculate the risk-free rate, okay, using the capital asset price model. First on, there is no, okay. Once we find the risk-free rate, all right, then now we can find the cost of equity for Iconaman, okay. So we said, what was the other? There is no the equity beta. Okay, the equity beta is 1.2. Okay. So we have to first calculate the risk-free rate, right? So we use the capital asset pricing model, which is KE equals RF plus the equity beta BE, okay, then open brackets, market return minus the risk-free rate, right? So we're going to do some substitution. The cost of equity is 8%. Okay, we do not have the risk-free rate here.
Only some clarity before you go further.
Yes, yes.
I'm confused.
Okay.
You said what's the difference between the market's expected rate of return at 7% and the one we used for 8%?
Okay, so
What's the difference?
the market expected rate of return, this is what you get, interest, dividends, or profits. This is what you get whenever you invest in the stock market. Then the expected rate of return, all right? The expected rate of return, this is dealing with the shareholders, all right? That's the expected rate of return, which is also called now the cost of equity to you as the business, all right? So expected rate of return, we said it's 8%, which is our cost of equity. Then our market expected rate of return, we said it was 7%. Okay, but we haven't been given the risk-free rate, so that's what we're trying to get here. Once we get the risk-free rate, we'll be able now to calculate the cost of equity for Iconaman.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so there is no the equity beta is 1.2, And 7% for market returns. Yes.
So does it mean that the company may have the same risk-free?
Risk, yes. Kind of in the same industry, so it will have the same risk-free and the same market return.
Oh, okay. Or they're in the same industry.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so I hope we remember algebra. Okay, so what we're going to do is say 1.2 times 7. Just give me that value. 1.2 times 7. Okay, 8.4. Then 1.2 times RF, we get 1.2 RF. Okay. Then we put like terms together. Okay, like terms together. So this 8.4 is going to cross over to the other side. So we'll have 8% minus 8.4 equals, then we'll have RF, right, minus 1.2 RF. So 8.4 minus 8 minus 8.4, we're going to get negative 0.4. This is like 1. 1 minus 1.2, we get negative 0.2. Right, so then we're going to divide both sides by negative 0.2. We're going to say negative 0.4 divided by negative 0.2. What value will we get? 2. Okay, so the risk-free rate is 2%. So now that we've got the risk-free rate, we can now calculate the cost of equity for Economan. Right, so we're going to say again, we use the same formula. KE equals RF plus VE RM minus RF. So we just do the substitutions. RF is 2%, so it's a 2% plus the equity beta of Economan was 1.8. Then market expected rate of return is 7%, so it's a 7% minus 2%. Okay, so can we get our calculators ready? Mm-hmm.
11.
11%. So we've calculated our cost of equity.